Sundays, it tells a different story. Brad started out today 2-3, ended up 3-3, but he is losing as much as he's winning today. It's been different than yesterday. On Emma's side, she has just one loss to her name today.
Yeah.
And a lot of good wins. This would certainly, though, be her biggest win. So we start game 3, players trading tap lands.
Creature land in the form of Hissing Quagmire for Brad. That one doesn't come up a ton in this matchup, as many of Emma's threats are flyers, but you see it matter sometimes.
And a lot of times this matchup, when Black-Green Delirium's been on the play, we can see them run away with Grimflayer. Brad's going to attempt to do it here as he has the 2-2 on turn 2. And if you ever watch Brad Nelson play, there's always some interesting things. He will give just enough pause to cause uncertainty. You might wonder, what would he be thinking about if he has Grimflayer? Well, he doesn't want Emma to know he doesn't have a Transgress, so he'll wait about 3 seconds before playing Flayer.
Also, it would be somewhat reasonable for Brad to be thinking about playing Swamp, leaving up Grasp of Darkness, so not the most powerful play, but there's options, and he's not just going to slam this and suggest it's the only thing he has going on.
Port Town Revealing Plains for Emma Handy, but she is at the ready with an answer. Declaration in Stone will exile away the 2-2.
That'll stop Brad from being able to control his draws there with the Flare.
Yeah, that's some pretty heads-up play there. That card has just, its ability to run away with games has been so big.
Yeah, there's some temptation to save that for something more substantial. Frequently, Declaration in Stone is used to mitigate some of the damage from an Ishkana, but that's kind of playing from behind.
We'll see if Brad can follow up here with something like Liliana or Tireless Tracker. Emma's mana is down, and he'd be happy to get either card onto the table.
And he does have the Liliana in hand.
I think he might have the Tireless Tracker as well, so he's thinking here from a position of strength, not of weakness, and he goes with the Tracker.
And out of the blue-white flash deck, there's Stasis Snares, which could potentially make it so you didn't get a clue off of your tracker.
Sure. There's this issue, though, right? If Brad keeps playing creatures and Emma keeps playing removal spells, Emma's playing the wrong game.
Notably, Brad is not building his Delirium at all.
Okay.
So at this stage in the game, Emma doesn't have to be worried about a Delirious-powered Ishkana, so she is doing her job with respect to that.
She could trade that Gideon Ishkana trade. She might actually be able to make that right now.
Right.
Here's land 3 from Emma. She just passes.
So this game progresses where on this turn, Emma is somehow able to deal with this tracker. She's able to untap and cast a Gideon. That would be very good.
Brad plays a Hissing Quagmire, makes a second clue, swings with Tireless Tracker. Right, so Emma could be leaving up things like Spell Snare, Spell Queller. The issue here is that Tireless Tracker actually plays really well into the leave mana up strategy. You know, Brad has a Liliana, but he's not going to cast it. He's just going to crack clues. If Emma's not going to play anything, he'll play this board all day.
Yeah, not going to expose it if he doesn't have to.
And that's what he does, draws a card.
Brad's deck already very much built around and very much wants to just make a lot of land drops, so he's going to invalidate cards like Revolutionary Rebuff.
And I love this from Brad Nelson. He cracks the clue and passes the turn with 1 mana up. He has traversed the Ulfenvault in his hand and just isn't even going to do it. And for Emma, this is a really interesting play. Turn 4 Gideon, make an emblem say go.
This is something that we've seen a lot out of blue-white flash players, not this specific line, but the fact that they prioritize the Gideon emblem very highly. If she just casts the Gideon and makes a 2-2, Brad uses some removal spell, attacks the tracker and kills the Gideon. Not a lot has happened. Making the creatures a little bit bigger is going to be relevant. Say if we get into Avacyn range that suddenly can't be killed by a Grasp of Darkness. It's going to be very significant. Things like Selfless Spirit can't die to Liliana, the last hope.
I suppose if I was playing and I made a knight and hoped that Brad didn't have a removal spell, I'm being a little wishful.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Go back to Brad's turn. His turn 5. Has still 1 clue left. Tracker's up to a 4-3. A near full grip, thanks to these clues. One was given off Declaration in Stone, another one made by Tracker. Brad will start. Looks like with Grapple with the past. Mills 3. It's going to be 3 lands. Fair enough. He'll get one of them back. Remember that Grimflayer is exiled right now because of Declaration Stone, so it's not counting toward his Delirium.
Right. Just instant land for now.
So Brad will play another tap land, clue back up to 2. Here comes Tireless Tracker. He'll draw another card, Tracker up to 5-4. And Brad's doing a great job of generating pressure while maintaining a full hand of cards. So that's just what Tireless Tracker does.
Yes.
Emma's down to 11.
And when you look at the tools that both of these decks have to interact with creatures, the white-blue flash deck, it's casting things like Declaration Instone and Stasis Snare. The Declaration, Brad's able to just replace his creature, get a clue token. With Stasis Snare, Brad has sideboard cards like Natural State, where he's able to just remove the removal spell and get right back at it.
Another land for Brad. Emma played 5th land and passed. So Brad clues up again. He swings with Tireless Tracker. And at this point, he doesn't even have to respect Avacyn. Emma can throw it into play, and Brad could just, you know, it's not going to eat his creature. Brad will Grasp of Darkness it down to a 1/1. And then, post-combat, he's going to Liliana it.
He's been sitting on that Liliana for so long, and there he was able to use it very effectively.
So no damage was dealt. What happened is the 1/1 blocked. Emma flash in, blocked. He shrunk it to a 1/1, 1 damage on the tracker, then post-combat kills it with Liliana.
Yep.
And they're still, with that tracker, the Liliana, still 2 clues left over. Things are looking grim for Emma Handy. Gisela the Broken Blade is the play, no land. She'll pass back. But with so many cards in hand from Brad Nelson, it's just...
His deck is not shy on answers.
No.
Even with the Gideon Emblem, that Angel just has 4 toughness.
Yeah, he's a removal spell at the front of his hand, ready for that.
Yep. Grasp of Darkness, just waiting to remove this. Brad determining if he even has to do that. I imagine that he will.
You know, it's a pretty great place to be when you're thinking, do I have to do that? Brad, -2 is the Liliana. No creatures in the graveyard, so it doesn't do anything other than put 2 lands in.
Yeah, he would have really liked to have found an Ishkana with Emma tapped out on this turn.
And Grasp of Darkness takes care of the Angel. And now we might just see back to work with Tireless Tracker. Yep, crack a clue, draw a card. Traw's Murder, he could leave mana up for that, or he could hit even harder with the tracker. I suppose all options are available to him. He'll swing for 6, put Emma to 5, play a Grim Flare, and pass.
And the tracker was already a 2-turn clock here, putting Emma down to 5, so no reason to aggressively crack the clue.
And this is just showing off the strength of black-green. Brad has more lands than Emma. He has 3 cards in play. He has more cards in hand. He has more life points. He has more everything.
Yep. And there's really nothing that the Flash deck can do to recover this kind of advantage. She has to deal with this Planeswalker, multiple large creatures. Brad, full grip yet.
Gideon will try, but it's... You're absolutely right. It's when a deck is as good at trading resources as Delirium is, there's just not that kind of coming back. Brad shows the murder, and there is the handshake. Brad Nelson, 2 games to 1. You know, this is the 4th time or so we've seen him on camera, and I haven't even seen him stutter. He's just dominated every game.
And the patience that he's been displaying in these matchups, he's been navigating his resources very well. You've never seen him expose something early if he didn't have to. He's leveraged his Liliana. In that game, he was able to overcome this Gideon Emblem with the Avacyn to just grasp plus Liliana. With Liliana, that a lot of players would be very tempted to just cast on turn 3 and building towards that emblem. And Brad just didn't waste anything and very convincingly won that game.
So he will move on to the semifinals. For Emma Handy, the run does come to an end. It is her first top 8, brings it to 3 games. Congratulations to her, but in the end does come short.
Yep, first top 8 definitely feels good. Very few people win their first top 8, so nothing wrong with that. It was a great